I've measured the speed of light in a lab. I've genetically modified bacteria in a lab. I've conducted evolution experiments on fruit flies in a lab. These aren't just things that people told me to believe. I learned them. I learned how the scientists of the past figured them out, and then I tested them for myself. These are all very important parts of higher education.
That was a bait and switch. Everything he just boasted about has nothing to do with Darwinian evolution. Despite his genetic modification, his fruit flies remain fruit flies.
So this is Ray Comfort trying to go after Forrest Valkai, who is an actual scientist that hosts a lot of the call-in shows. He does the ACA shows, and it's also on the line quite a bit. So anyway, we're going to get into it. I'm Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. All right, and who won today? Let's see. Oh, Top Tester. Boom. All righty. How's it going, Top Tester? We doing all right? What's up? All right. So let's get into this. Let's see what he's got going on here.
There's a popular video on YouTube where an atheist reacts to a creationist movie. The film is about a young Christian who goes to a university and hears her professor speaking about evolution as though it were a fact. Her father, who's a Christian, hears about this and visits the university to protest. This results in a head-on clash of worldviews. The atheist, whose name is Forrest, gave his thoughts on the movie.
Hold on. So a dad, a Christian dad, goes to a university to debate an evolution professor. How do these things get made? How is nobody like stop when they're like, that's the plot? They're like, yeah, he goes and debates it, does the hand thing. And then they're like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. No, we're not doing that. That's not a thing that even makes sense. What are you talking about?
But there's some big problems with what he said. So here is my review of this atheist's review.
Oh, God. And is my review of Ray's review of a movie. We're just on meta levels. We're on an Inception review level. We're doing the YouTubes, okay? We're doing what the YouTubes do.
We're going to be watching A Matter of Faith, a creationist movie with a score of 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
IMDb gave it a 3.7 rating out of 10. They only gave our movie, Audacity, 2.8 out of 10. Let me tell you why. Over 2,000 people gave it a 10 out of 10 rating, but 1,900 atheists went in and gave it just 1 star, hoping to bring the rating down so that no one would watch it.
Oh, wow. Man, they are just... It's amazing they can't just take an L. Like, everything is like the atheists are coming for them. Maybe it's just not a good movie, man. And if we know anything about Christian anything, cinema-wise, they're always terrible because they don't care about like the actual art itself. They don't care about making it entertaining. They don't care about making a good movie. They care about just shoehorning in as much of their belief system as humanly possible, which ruins movies. It just makes it not fun to watch. So it's so funny. So it's got to be the atheists. They all came and gave it a bad review. Every one of those people that gave a bad review, atheists, all of them. I don't ask me how I know that, but I just decide that I know stuff because I'm Ray Comfort.
So I don't give much credibility to the world when it rates Christian movies. Let's now go to this review.
Okay.
About a young...
Yeah. It's like, yeah, so I just decide that it's always atheists giving bad reviews, and that's why Christian stuff is always said to be bad.
A woman who goes off to college to learn biology, only to need rescuing by her father as she is taught the horrors of evolution.
There's no horrors of evolution. It's just really dumb. It purports that human beings and primates have a common ancestor. That means we're not...
You at least got that right. Wow, good job. Ray was at least half listening, every time. Because they just like I'm surprised they didn't say the monkeys just turn into humans, and for some reason they're still monkeys. Why is it like that? At least he's saying the right thing. Okay, I'll get credit where credit's due. At least he framed it right for this 1 second. Let's see. Hold on.
Not made in the image of God. We are primates. It's unproven and unprovable, and all of it stands on a foundation of blind faith.
What do you, hold on. What do you mean it's unprovable that we're like, we literally are primates? We have all of the characteristics that qualify for being a primate. We have like 5 fingers, we have opposable thumbs, we have eyes in the front of our skull, we have jaw. Like what I don't understand. What does he think primates mean? I don't, anyway, because we're a part of the great ape family. That's primate, right? Like, look, I'm not like an expert on evolution or anything like that, but as far as I understand, we humans are primate. Like that's where we're at in the line, the kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, species, whatever. But
if you don't believe that, ask an evolutionary believer for observable evidence for the theory, and they'll either flounder, talk about birds having beaks that change, about bacteria, or old rocks, or fossils, or magical millions of years.
Old rocks or fossils, just like we were talking about old rocks and stuff. That is so stupid. But they can't give it. It's just like they do this thing where they set up a criteria that they will refuse to accept anything. Like nothing is evidence of evolution. Now, keep in mind, as we're going through this, what's the amount of evidence that it requires for him to think that a book with a talking donkey is accurate? Because I feel like everything we've observed in reality kind of shows that that's not true, right? I've never seen, I guess maybe in Ray's line of, his life or whatever, maybe chipmunks just come up and just start chatting away. I don't know. Maybe he has conversations with animals all the time. Maybe his dog and him are like close buddies or something. But as far as I can tell, based on observable evidence, animals can't talk, like, my goodness.
That makes the impossible possible.
How do you explain away God?
How do you explain away pixies? God is not the null hypothesis. You don't have to explain something away when you have no reason to believe that it exists in the first place.
So, just as far as I understand too, like the null hypothesis is basically just it's a starting line for within data science where you're trying to figure out that if the actual data out of random, just random data, random noise that doesn't lead anywhere, and random data can look at times like a pattern, but but you have to rise above that null hypothesis that basically says nothing is happening. Whatever it is you think the experiment's proving, the null hypothesis is that it's not happening, and then the data you need to extrapolate a p-value out of the null hypothesis so that you can you can demonstrate that this data actually does show lead you to a conclusion that whatever it is whatever it is. But the null hypothesis is just like random. It's just like random numbers or whatever, like random data. It doesn't mean anything. It basically means it's not true, whatever it is. Your starting line.
Forrest's an atheist. That means he believes the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything. Not that there was nothing.
And what created God, Ray? Nothing. And then what did God create everything out of? Nothing. Nothing created God. God created everything out of nothing. That sounds like something you believe, Ray.
In the beginning, but that nothing was the creative force that brought everything into existence. Things like flowers and birds and trees, puppies and kittens.
Do we really need the walkthrough of like, and now I'm going to go through a list of all the things that exist. You ready? Starting with trees and puppies and what? Yeah, okay, unnecessary, but sure.
Sun, the moon, the
Like,
stars.
I really need to walk you through what everything means.
The seasons, fruits, the marvels of the human eye, the miracle of childbirth. All that happened
The marvels of the human eye that everybody has to wear glasses to correct.
because nothing created it. No wonder the Bible says the atheist is a fool.
Dumb city. No wonder the Bible says that atheists are full. Yeah, no wonder the book that's trying to convince you of the thing also says that the people that don't believe the thing that they're trying to convince you of are stupid. Yeah, go figure. I mean, that's crazy that the book would say that.
Isaac Newton, the father of science, said atheism is so senseless and odious to mankind that it never had many professors. Historically speaking, few profess the foolishness of atheism.
Okay, now can we do like Stephen Hawking and like other scientists that said that that's not, said the opposite of that? What like at what point? Because I mean, if we take like all of the actual, all of the academics in any kind of scientific field, and you look at, based on Pew Research, that scientists are like way more likely to be atheists than non. So
Few, that is, until this shallow thinking generation.
The movie
What?
opens with a young girl.
wait, hold on. Did he just say that? Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to back up. It sounded like he was saying that there was no atheists back in the day. And then all of a sudden, just this foolish generation just started saying that atheism is a thing that they think, or a conclusion that they came to.
A boy throwing stones into a pond.
Of atheism, so senseless and odious to mankind that it never had many professors. Historically speaking, few profess the foolishness of atheism. Few, that is, until this shallow thinking generation.
Wow. Okay. He literally is saying that that up until this generation, there was no atheists. Like, does he know nothing about like philosophy and stuff? Like the whole, like people have been talking about this for forever. What do you mean? Jesus.
The movie opens with a young girl and boy throwing stones into a pond. The girl finds a coin on the ground, and the boy promptly pries it from her hand and walks away. And now we get a smash cut to Rachel packing her bags. As she steps out of the room, her dad slips a $50 bill into her Bible in a moment that could be called foreshadowing, in the same way that the sun could be called bright. From here, we watch as Rachel drives away, pulls into the university, meets her roommate Allie, and attends her first day of biology class.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to answer the age-old question that has been asked by generation after generation throughout history. It is the question of questions concerning the origins of life. It is, of course, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Now, how many of you would...
The what? Really? Is that what people ask about the origins of life? I don't feel like I've ever heard that before. But okay, I mean, I've heard some apologists always bring it up, but I rarely, hear people that actually know what they're talking about bring it up.
would answer that by saying the egg came first? Raise your hands. Mr. Blair, why the egg?
Because without the egg, there could be no chicken.
Good answer. Now, how many of you would say the chicken came first? Raise your hands. All right, Miss Whitaker, why the chicken?
Because without the chicken, there could be no egg.
Good.
So which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, that's the wrong question. The right question to ask is, if the egg came first, was it fertilized? If it wasn't, then it's a dead end. There's no chickens.
What?
If it was, it shows that the chicken and the rooster came first as male and female, just as the Bible says.
Oh my God.
I've measured.
What? Hold on. Dude, it's weird when you like look and see like eggs come from fertile, like chickens and roosters like have eggs, and then those eggs turn into other people, and they were male and female. Like, how could the Bible have known that ahead of time? It's crazy. It's just like the Bible's so accurate because it knew that there are male and female chickens. Are you fucking kidding? Like, when it was written, they were male and female. They're just looking at stuff and going, that probably just popped into existence because of magic being. Let me write that down. And Ray's like, look, he's right. It's got to be right because look, they're all male and female chickens. This is crazy. Bible's accurate. Just believe the talking donkey story because,
The speed of light in the lab. I've genetically modified bacteria in a lab. I've conducted evolution experiments on fruit flies in a lab. These aren't just things that people told me to believe. I learned them. I learned how the scientists of the past figured them out, and then I tested them for myself. These are all very important parts of higher education.
That was a bait and switch.
Damn.
Everything you just boasted about has nothing to do with Darwinian evolution.
What are you talking about? All those things have to do. Every bit of biology has everything to do with I don't know about Darwinian, but evolution. Darwin just came up with like whatever the original model or whatever. But we have updated this model a gazillion times since. So I don't know why they always bring up Darwin, but yeah, that doesn't really matter. But all of these things absolutely do have everything to do with evolution. What do you see? Anyway, all right, let's get to some comments. Jesus Christ. Okay, look at the truth is here. Right? Look at the truth was second. That's awesome. Oh, how did that happen? That's so funny. So Andrew said, fuck top tester. I was about to type first, but you beat me to it, and then you ended up third. That's, crazy. This is nuts. That's so funny. All right. Well, but hey, everybody, and Maya's here. Hey, what's up? It's like Maya said, thank God I was just looking for a live. Oh, good. Yeah, that's I'm probably one of the only ones that go, in the morning like this. I don't, it's sort of my thing, Top tester said, I need at least one a week, Andrew. One win a week. Is that I get it, gotta have some wins, you gotta have so many that you get tired of winning, that's what you need. I think I heard that somewhere. Maya said, oh no, comfort. Yeah. Back to the basic. Once I saw, that he was responding to Forrest, I was like, oh, fun, because Forrest does these reviews, for anti-evolution movies, which there are way too many of those. Like, why is that even a thing? Here's what kind of shows you that they don't have anything. They don't have a leg to stand on, because like you wouldn't need to do any of this. You know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious that you're making movies that are anti-science so that you can lie to your children about your stupid beliefs being true, even though nothing they ever provide ever says, like demonstrates that what they actually believe is true. It's always like, but here's the reason I don't understand the science. Let's make a movie about that. And then we can show our kids, so that they can be dumb for the rest of their lives and possibly have trouble doing anything, because you're telling them not to think all the time and telling them just to believe stuff and just decide that you're right all the time. But then you're also supposed to tell them to think sometimes, but it's very unclear, like when they're allowed to think and not. Yeah. It gets very confusing for children, anyway. Let's see. Oh, hey, Paul the potato. Nice. Hey, Paul. Hey, potato Paul. How we doing? Glad to have some potatoes in the audience. I was saying, we kind of want more of a diverse audience here. You know what I mean? And I was always saying we don't have any potatoes, and so I'm really glad that you showed up. I really appreciate the the diversity there. Look at the tree said. What is it? What? GTSY. God, what is that? What is GTSY? I see that one a lot. Now I'm like, God, I hate shorthand. It gets on my anyway. Got to catch up on last night's Bad Science. Oh yeah, I actually do too. I got that one saved for today at work. Yep. It always goes on so late. And I sleep late. I mean, I sleep early, because I get up early. And so that tends to be how that goes. I said, it's good to see you. Oh yeah. Look at the tree. Yeah, because Look at the Trees tends to not doesn't make as many of these. But when they do, we all notice, So Paul the Potato said, I like Forrest Valkai. I found him when he joined the shows with Matt Dillahunty at the ACA before before Matter left, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he had some issues there, which made pretty good sense, honestly, when it was brought out to why he left and everything. But yeah, that's exactly when I kind of got into Forrest Valkai. He reminds me so much of my brother that it had, I automatically was like, oh, who is this person? How did my brother became an atheist and is a scientist now? When did that happen? But no, it wasn't. It ended up not being him. He has a different last name and everything. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Paul said, I saw Forrest. What? Oh, I saw Forrest. Oh, video. Okay, I was like, Vide. What is a Vide? And how do you see them? As far as I could tell, Vides are invisible. No, he said I saw Forrest video when it was new. Yeah, I don't think I watched this one. I saw the Gramps one, which was really entertaining. And it's funny because there's a god awful movies for Gramps Goes to College as well, so you should check that out. That show's awesome. They basically do very similar to what Forrest does in those videos, but they're funnier. They're like 3 like really, really good comedians, and they fucking just knock it out of the park. It's awesome. It's actually more similar to like what I do. You know what I mean? Doing bits and stuff like that. Angier said, it's the judge from Night Court. Oh no shit, really? I do not remember that show, but that makes good sense. What's the Maya said, what in the non sequitur? Yeah, I mean, that can just be a response to pretty much anything Ray Comfort says. You could just be like, what in the non sequitur? And he doesn't he doesn't who says King Max? What's up, man? Do I take callers? No, I haven't gotten to that level of technology yet. Maybe one day, once we've reached a certain number of subscribers or something, or get enough money that I can pay for that. Apparently you have to pay for it every single time you use it. It's not like just download the app and then you got it. You have to, it's a service that you got to pay for. So that sounds like a lot, but maybe once I start making a little bit more off of the super chats and stuff, but I will take super chats, but I mean, let's try not to derail. Let's try not to derail the video too much. You know what I mean? I'll answer a couple like debate, because I see you saying I want to debate a couple debate topics or whatever. But this typically isn't a debate show. This is just a fun show. We just review fundie tube, and and make a lot of jokes and hang out and have fun. It's just it's just a good time, right? But there is a debate spot in the Discord, so if you want to head there, there's a debate spot. You can hang out in there and can debate everybody, and I'll get there eventually. I'm not online very often, but I will head to the Discord here and there. Anyway, Kelly said, hey, said hello A family. Hello A family. do you like put them in a list? You're like, this is my A family, that's my B family, and then my actually family is like around Z somewhere, because they are just whoa. I mean, they are just pretty bad family. But we're listed as your A family. I like that. That's nice. Thank you. I'm glad that works out like that. And Jerry said, King Max, this isn't the show for that. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's just not a debate show. We don't do that sort of thing here. Typically, like I said, I'll respond to a couple arguments, here or there, but that's just not the type of show it is. But I am. Oh, you're in the voice channel? I don't even know if we do the voice channel. I haven't even really looked into how that works. But all right, cool. So yeah, if anybody wants to, yes, yes, I am atheist. So interesting when we have fundies like show up to be. I don't know if these are fundie, but most of the time it's a fundie, okay, that shows up to try to derail the show. Winford said, for goofs, sometimes we should watch mountain monsters, some good hillbilly Bigfoot hunting fun. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh man, maybe the next time I get Dave on, Captive Desk Dave, we can do that. But all right, let's get a little bit further here.
Despite his genetic modification, his fruit flies remain fruit flies, and his bacteria remain bacteria.
But that's not, I feel like you're missing the point. Like you again, he's setting up like an impossible criteria and just saying that it doesn't meet what he thinks. Because like these things, like what he's talking about with the bacteria and everything, like you can observe how the evolution works. Yeah, it doesn't change immediately out of bacteria. Like, I don't know what you want, man. It's not going to change that fast because of how we know that it works, but they do, that you can see the, step by step where it leads to. And we have seen it. We've literally seen dogs come out of wolves. Like dogs can't mate with wolves, right? They're different. They're very different, clearly. And we understand the evolution so well that we make dogs that probably shouldn't exist, to be completely honest. Pugs are just that's unfortunate. They can barely breathe, okay, because their face is just like, I don't know why my face is like completely messed up, because they never survive in the wild. But we understand evolution so well that we can isolate the trait, and instead of working from survivability, we can just isolate the traits that we like or whatever, even though a lot of times it seems kind of shitty, because why don't do that. Don't do that to a pug, man. Like, what? They deserve a normal face like other dogs, you know.
Forrest is offended when the main character's friends goad her into playing a practical joke that isn't very Christian. Listen to Forrest's reaction.
Am I the only one who finds that incredibly uncool? Like, that's a hilarious thing to do to a friend or a family member in a private setting.
What? I'm gonna have to go out on a limb here and disagree with Forrest on that. I don't do. You do that to your friends? That's like, you know, this is a nice hat, okay? And I don't, you know, no. You know how hard it would be to get egg out of this hat? I don't. No. All right, you know.
But she just publicly humiliated a random stranger because her friends told her to.
What a sensitive person.
I mean, there is. I mean, you know, you can do the public humiliation thing if you are into, like, you know, using the products from AdamandEve.com. You could do some humiliation. Why is it not pulled up? Okay, you do some humiliation stuff. Public humiliation is kind of fun, right? That's a whole kink in there, right? Isn't it? That is, yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. It is. All right. No, I got verification. So yeah, go to AdamandEve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to AdamandEve.com and enter that code Brentley, BRENTLY, at checkout and get your exclusive offer. And you can use all the stuff for all the humiliation you want. You know, there's tons of it. You can have a lot of fun with it. You know. Anyway. Oh, and if you want to like and subscribe too, that'd be great. You know, it's a little like button that looks like a thumb, you know, like a hand thumb. It's down. Yeah, you got it. Cool. Thanks.
He really does care about people's feelings. Well, let's look at how sensitive he is. Here is Forrest reacting to 3 different scenes in this film.
I think he's, because it's not funny, but they're trying to be funny. I went through and tried to find this part, and I could not, you know, because I go too fast. I don't, you know, it's just, I don't have time to like sift through everything. But I was curious about this part, and I think it's just that it's like they're telling bad jokes that aren't funny. I feel like actually Forrest is being quite kind. If it was me, you know, you wouldn't get just this little innocent pretending to laugh thing. You'd get dicks, probably, you know, or dick jokes, or just a, you know, a mean impression or something. I don't know.
It's evident that Forrest gets a lot of joy out of mocking people. There are plenty of films produced by Muslims online. I wonder if he ever reviews them. And when
yeah, they're not fucking controlling the goddamn country we're in, you fucking moron. Otherwise, yeah, maybe we talk about them a little bit more. It's so weird when they're like, you're not as bigoted as we are against the Muslims. Why aren't you like that? We both hate them. Can't we both hate them together? No, man, fuck off.
they mention their prophet Muhammad or they talk about God, I wonder if he does his mocking laugh. Or does he confine his mockery?
He's just laughing. Like, that's it. He's like, how dare he? Like, he's so offended that he's just like pretending to laugh when it's not funny and it's supposed to be.
Film.
Wow.
Here we have the professor being challenged to come up with some evidence for evolution. He's talking about what is often called the missing link between the animals that were supposed to evolve.
You know, the fossil record does not show the continuous development of one kind of creature into another.
I could give a few examples of where it does.
No, you can't, because you don't even have one.
See, this is okay.
The floundering evolutionary scientist at USC being asked the same question.
You said before that there is lots of evidence for evolution. I just want one observable evidence for Darwinian evolution, just one.
But I gave you some. You don't want...
Not some, I want one.
I don't want some, which is the plural of one. I just want one. So if we give you too much evidence, that's a problem. Like, how stupid is this guy? Like, it's just amazing that he can be, because what they're trying to do is this dumb thing that is just so childish and embarrassing. Like, it's so embarrassingly idiotic that I'm just like, well, what they'll do is they'll say, I want, just show me one fossil that is, you know, a transitional fossil. Well, you have to have the context of the other fossils. Obviously, you can't just go, here's the one in between, when you don't have the context of other, like, you have to be able to see it changing which requires more than one, you know? So they're basically asking for an impossible like criteria, or just basically setting up a system so that they'll never accept any criteria of evidence of evolution. Now, keep in mind, they will accept, and it doesn't matter what it is, to accept that their God is real and that their Bible is totally perfectly true, even though it literally has talking animals in it and people coming back to life, people doing magical spells and everything. Don't need any evidence of that. You know, that's, you know, it's, you don't need to, you just got to believe it. Just do it. Just believe it. Just think it is true. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to evolution, the thing that they don't want to believe, they're never going to accept the level of criteria, you know, that they set up on purpose, you know, so they can just reject the whole thing outright and then believe their insanity, you know, with the talking donkeys and, you know, the people that, you know, the guy that asked everybody to pretend to cannibalize him for some reason, like, make sure you drink my blood. And they're like, this is totally normal. This is normal. You know what's stupid, though? The scientists that think we came from monkeys. All right, kiddo, drink up your blood. Drink up your blood, kid, and make sure you chew up the flesh. Don't choke on Jesus's flesh. I'm serious.
Don't want that.
I want one. Yes, I do. I'm pleading with you.
The best they can do is to
I'm
cloud
pleading with you. Oh, I talk so weird.
the issue with speciation. That is, birds' beaks changing, but still staying birds, or bacteria evolving into bacteria. The so-called evidence doesn't exist, so despite...
Yes, it does. There's so much evidence. It's so obnoxious when they do this. They're just going to keep repeating that there's no evidence when there's just tons and tons. I mean, even if you threw out the dating methods and the fossil record, even if you took those and just acted like they didn't exist, there'd be more evidence that, you know, in just the Human Genome Project alone, which is like the genetic testing, like walking us back and showing how genetically similar we are to chimpanzees. We have more genetically in common with chimpanzees than Indian elephants do with African elephants. Both the same kind. Yeah, you're kind. Yeah, and we have more genetically in common with chimpanzees than two kinds of elephants.
His higher education, he plays dumb to get out of it by making out he doesn't know what the word kind means.
It's not
as in mankind.
No. It's not a thing, man. This is what's so annoying, because like even if you look at the Bible, the way that it uses the word kind, it changes context, right? Because it says all man and woman after, you know, man after their own kind, basically saying that the gender is the kind that they're talking about there. Right. And then they also said each species after their own kind. So they're just they're using a word that just basically doesn't mean anything. It's just like using the word thing, you know, and it's like, that's not scientific. Science is like more specific. Right. And kind is not in the kingdom, phylum, class, order. But the weird thing is, I actually in my book, the creationist book that I was like taught as a kid, that was written by fucking Gish of the Gish Gallop. He they add it in there. It's like kingdom, phylum, class, order, kind, genus, species. They just shove this nonsense word into the science book because they're a bunch of fucking liars. That's why, you know, they just want to lie to their kids, you know, and have them believe stupid shit so that they can't think as they get older, because they're just taught to just think, just believe stuff, just believe it. Don't question stuff, just believe.
Humankind, canine kind, or the feline kind. Or he doesn't know how to do an internet
that's not a thing.
search to find out its meaning online.
But I'm never quite sure what creationists mean when they talk about kinds, so who knows if it would cover whatever he's talking about.
Yeah, because it changes meaning within the Bible, and he even brought it up earlier. He was saying like male and female, each after their own kind. Like it literally changes the definition in the context, because they're basing this off of some old book that was written a million years ago that's been translated to death, you know, and mistranslated and all these other things. And so the words that they use, you know, from they're not science words, but they're trying to shoehorn religious words or biblical words into science so that they can, you know, bullshit their way through some validity to their thing. But again, they require no evidence for what they want to believe. But then they set up an impossible criteria of evidence that they would require for believing, you know, anything that's in conflict with what they already decided they'll believe. That's just presuppositionalism, just in a nutshell. I was going to say in a nutbag. I mean, in this, it always is. Presuppositionalism is always in a nutbag. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking nutbags.
Forrest seems to have a short memory because he had no problem understanding the meaning of the word kind when the professor used the word.
You know, the fossil record does not show the continuous development of one kind of creature into another.
You give a few examples.
That's the whole point. Like, he's saying that he's saying what the kind is in that context, because he just said he doesn't know if it's covered under the definite. God, he's so dishonest.
Where it does.
Excuse me, couldn't help it over here. Are you talking about Professor Kamen when he goes through his routine about how we all came from apes?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I thought it was great.
Oh, he's got another.
Let me ask you something. Does your
He's got another glue sniffing facial thing. You know, he's got the glue sniffing cut. No mustache, and just like the soul patch and the beard, because you know the glue gets all stuck in the thing. You know, and that's like the only drug they're allowed to do. They're not allowed to do it, but you know how you can't stop them. You know, they're just saying that they're building model airplanes. You know, but he's a crazy glue sniffer. That's what that is.
Does your mother look like an ape?
Yes.
Yes.
Watch it, man.
Watch
That's
it,
a
man.
no. How about your grandmother? Does she look like an ape?
Yes, because
We literally are apes.
humans are apes, so yes, we look like them. I have evidence for
And look at it, like that's so funny. It's how ironic. He shows the thing doing like this, the ape, you know, the whatever kind of ape that is, and then he shows him, and he's doing like the same motion and everything with posable thumbs and eyes in the front of his skull and everything.
evolution. Where is your evidence for creationism?
Thank you.
Stay tuned because I'm going to show you how creationism stands up against the scientific method. And at the
No, you're
end of
not.
this video, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag and tell you why something so dumb as atheistic evolution is so popular. Make sure
It's not even necessary. Like he's saying atheistic evolution, and they like to put those things together. But the person that said that, like what I just said earlier about if you got rid of the if you got rid of the fossil record and the dating methods that we use, and the Human Genome Project would be sufficient to demonstrate that evolution is true. The person that said that was a Christian that pioneered the Human Genome Project. They are currently, I think they're still up, a born again Christian. They just also acknowledge, it's nothing to believe, they acknowledge evolution, you know, because again, it's demonstrable. Like the evidence is like there's so much evidence, it's insane. And just the Human Genome Project alone is enough, you know. Anyway,
you watch until the end. It's eye-opening.
all right, we're not going to watch till the end now. We're not going to do it because he told, you know, stop. Don't tell me how to watch your video, man. Okay. I know how I can watch videos the way I want to. Okay. So I don't have to follow your rules, your video watching rules. Jesus. All right. Where are we at here? Maya said, are you just sitting in a chair stroking a boner looking for atheist debate? Because that's a response to King Max. King Max, okay. And he's like, can someone tell me if Punk is atheist or not? Okay, you know, you're not being very polite here. Just based on that, I can tell the inflection how that was said, and you kind of sound like you're not here to have fun. Okay, and we're here to have fun. So I don't know if we want to keep you around here. Let's see. Rev Van Mev. Ooh, I like that name. Rev Van Mev. Sounds fun. It's fun to say. I like that. Said Ray Discomfort. I know. And it's funny that you say that because I always bring this up. But, I mean, and we're moving into the portion of the videos where he literally makes everybody as uncomfortable as humanly possible. And yet his name is Ray Comfort. It's kind of funny. I don't know. It's like that kind of ironic humor to it, where his job is basically to go around and shove a microphone in people's face while they call him bad people. And then just like, you know, how are they going to respond? I just called him a lying, thieving, lustful piece of shit. and he's like, yeah, anyway, that's like his whole bag. Let's see. Wormfood said, he's right, though. In the context of the film, that's straight up bullying. Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, breaking an egg on someone's head. Like, what the fuck? That's not cool, man. And it's really weird that they, have stuff like that. But here's the thing, Christianity, and just it kind of goes with this conservatism thing, that bullying is okay. Bullying is good, because if you bully people, then they'll end up being normal like they're supposed to, But if you don't bully them, then they're just going to end up being okay with themselves being weird, And so, that's why, that's why punkers exist, actually. Thank you very much, because we beat the fuck out of those bullies. Okay. It's really funny to see a bunch of jocks show up to a punk show and then think they're going to like bully everybody and then get their asses handed to them by an entire crowd of punks. It was just, it was delightful, Anyway, Andrew said, okay, Max, this show isn't about you. We're reviewing a video. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not even really going to be looking at this, because it's not really talking about anything that matters. So I really don't care. But here we go. Let's see. Rev Van Mev said, I should make my channel a blasphemy channel. I mean, that's kind of what this one is, right? And it is a blast for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a blast for me. It's a blast for you. It's a blast for everybody. That's just what blasphemy is. Al Trucker, what's up, dude? Al Trucker's here. Is Christianity not a bad joke? And the answer to that is no, right? No, it's not a bad. Is it not a bad? Did you see? And the negatives are throwing me off. Is Christianity not a bad joke? So saying that no would mean that it is a bad. Yes. Okay. So now I'm sorry. Got all turned around there with how you phrase that question, man. You don't have to throw negatives out like that. Okay. You could just say, is Christianity a bad joke? And I can go, yes, it is. And that's everybody saying hello. Al said, is that the next door neighbor from Married with Children? Oh man, I was never allowed to watch that one. Actually, I wasn't really allowed to watch anything, but especially that one, because though that was one of those. It was weird too. Like back in the day, you had like your good family sitcoms, and then you had your bad family sitcoms. And when I say good and bad family, I mean like, the Cosbys were like seen as, and I know it's been completely ruined by, the grapist thing. But that was seen as like a good, positive family or whatever show, right? Like Full House and stuff like that. But then Fox like was the one that brought on like Roseanne and Married with Children and had all the dysfunctional families, which is so funny because like, isn't Fox like supposed to be more conservative and everything? But the family shows that they had, anyway, it's just kind of weird. And then now Roseanne is like this psycho conservative, which is just weird. Everything's backwards. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't need to, I guess. Wormfood said, also, I love Ray Comfort just cut off a biologist who was about to list some proof for evolution in order to show an interview with insert random guy surprised in a public library instead. Yeah, I know that they have to do that. That's the thing, because if they let the scientists talk for more than a few minutes and demonstrate how they know what they know, then it ruins their whole thing, because then they have to turn around and try to demonstrate how they know that a donkey had a conversation with, or a debate with a guy really and won. And that's reasonable to believe. But, I know I'm stuck on the donkey thing, but there's a story with the talking donkey, man. Like, and it doesn't even make narrative sense. Like God told him he could go do the thing and then put an angel in the way because anyway, it doesn't even make. Star Wars has more like internal consistency than fucking the Bible does, Anyway, Al Trekker said, the best Banana Man can do is be a fucking moron. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yes, I agree that at his best, he's still a fucking I'm doing my best here. And you're like, well, you're a fucking moron. What? But I'm doing my best. No, because you're doing your best at trying to not learn things. You're trying to just decide that you're already right about everything, because it's impossible that you could possibly be mistaken, that maybe, the savior of the world didn't send himself to sacrifice himself to himself, to convince the world to save him from himself, like that whole thing, because that makes no sense, man, Anyway, where are we going here? Where it said, somehow humans are supposed to be a kind all to their own. Humans aren't animals, according to Young Earth Creation. Yeah, they were like made separately, right? Like it was some sort of thing like that. I can't remember how they classified it, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right that humans were not in the great ape family. Like they completely. I'd have to look it up in my book again. I do believe that's in the book that I have next to me. I'll check it out and I'll get back with you. Okay. Al said, I don't know. My truck got pulled into the shop. So now I'm in a spare. Now I'm in a spare doing light duty stuff. It's frosting my tiny wheat cereal pillows. Wow. Okay. I've never heard that phrase said. It's frosting my tiny wheat cereal pillows. Is that's bad? That's not you don't want those frosted. Wouldn't that be better frosted? You want them plain? I feel like you're doing the metaphor wrong. Okay, because that frosting your tiny your tiny wheat cereal pillows should be a good thing. Because otherwise they're really bland. It's not good. Doesn't taste good. Let's see here. Maya said, kinds are families. Are they sure? I can't remember. Wait, where did I say it was? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, kind. I just remember that bit from high school, from my homeschool high school. But yeah, no, I don't know. They just shoehorn them in there. It's not even. I don't even think they articulate exactly why they just shoved them in there. They're just like, this is like close enough down the line. Yeah, they're mammals and all that. Sure, I'll take mammals, and then just shove them in there, and they're like, all right, there we go. But I don't know exactly. Hey, Drizilla's here. What's up? Oh, and we got so hope Fasto said, hope all is well, brother. Much love. Listening from work. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Glad to have you. Hell yeah. Let's see here. I'll do one more from Al. Because being a Christian involves punishing yourself with tasteless cereal that is just shy of eating a stinging nettle with wasp stingers as marshmallow. I don't know what a nettle is, but it sounds terrible. If it's any kind of just eating stingers, probably is just a bad day for everybody, including the bees, because they die without their stingers. So this is literally a bad day for everybody, just saying. Let's see here. Yeah, and Christopher's here. What's up? You made it. Because Ray Comfort calling Forrest dumb is hilarious. I know, right? You don't get more ironic than that. You know what I mean? That's just wow. The idiot calling somebody an idiot is just somebody really smart. An idiot is just wow, peak insanity. Like Al Trucker said, is King Max a good chatter? I don't know. I'm not paying attention to him because he's clearly just wants to show up and start crying about stuff, and I don't have time for that. We're trying to have fun here, okay? And that's exactly what they don't want us to have, okay? These Christians, they're just like, look at all these atheists having fun at good old Ray's expense. Now I'm going to go in that chat. You better debate me right now, okay? Because I have very valid arguments for why a donkey had a debate with a guy on one that are just, they'll blow your mind. You won't even know. So just debate me right now. Do it. Let's see. Lord Dissident. Hey, what's up, man? Ray Comfort has probably never actually read a Bible. Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far, but I think he's got a very specific interpretation of it that always seems to just align with whatever he likes to think. So I think in that regard, it's but I don't know. I mean, he seems to when he's asking questions, he seems to be able to point to Bible verses. But maybe you're right. Maybe he just has a very specific set of Bible verses memorized, but he doesn't do the quiet time thing like you're supposed to. You're supposed to wake up every morning and do a quiet time. If you don't, your whole day is wrecked. You need to internalize that. Internalize it. Your day is wrecked because you did not read your Bible. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy after that, right? Let's see here. Let me head down a bit. Folk punk Johnny Hobo once said that he loved Jesus because he was a dirty hobo hippie peace activist who dropped out to find God. That's pretty good. I like that. Hell yeah. Hey, and Jess is here. What's up? What's up? Saying hey. Oh, and Deep State made it. All right, we're good. All right, everybody's here. We're good. I just, I wasn't sure if we could keep, if I could end or not, but he made it, so now we can end. All right, y'all. We're all done here. No, I'm just kidding. Deep State's like, hey, come on, what? I made it, though. Oh, fuck. Like, all right, backing it in. Let's see. Al, true. Yep. Oh, what did Al say? Let's see. It's like we have strange code that took me months to interpret. This must be some context that I'm missing because I'm kind of just rifling through these, Michael's here. And it is funny that I rifle through them. I guess that could be funny. I mean, maybe me not knowing the context of comments on the shows, but I guess that is kind of funny. That's pretty good. You just get to see me flounder, as Ray would say, Look at the tree said, fun fact, owl trucker stinging nettles are a nutritional survival food after boiling. What the hell are nettles? Are they like little crab things with stinger? I don't know. I don't know why I'm like picturing neti pots. So it's, which probably is not accurate, but I'm like picturing little stinging neti pots that just, they look weird. I'm just saying, all right?
You ever think about your own mortality?
Yeah, all the time, especially as I get older.
It's haunting, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah.
You believe in evolution?
Yes.
For a long time, I was an atheist, but I say there's a higher power. Like, yes, we were created, but I don't believe in the Holy Spirit and God.
So I hear...
What is all over his hair? He's got like Ray sprinkled him with like a bunch of leaves and crap or something. I don't
know what you're saying. There's a traditional belief in God that's revealed through religion. You've got an image of God that's different from what you've learned in Catholic school.
Yes.
There's no evidence for God?
No, not to my knowledge.
So do you believe the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything? That all happened because nothing created it? Do you believe in evolution, or do you...
Again, that's what Ray believes, that nothing created God and God created everything out of nothing. Nothing created everything. That's their belief. We don't, if you're a skeptic, you say, I don't know, but it looks like the evidence is, as far as we can tell right now, quantum fluctuation. But that's still not nothing. Quantum fluctuations isn't nothing. It's just not anything that we are familiar with in our current understanding of the universe.
Do you think God made man in his own image as male and female?
I believe in evolution.
Do you respect Jesus?
Sure, Jesus was a great guy.
Well, he destroyed evolution with one sentence. He said, in the beginning, God made them male and female. That kills evolution in one sentence. Do you believe you're a primate?
Yes.
How does it kill evolution? Like, it's like what Maya's saying. Like, what in the non sequitur are you talking about, man? Jesus.
Definition, I'm a primate.
To pass a scientific test, it has to be observable and testable.
Have you ever had a question about the world?
Observable and testable. Like, although what you're redefining like what those things mean, though, because you make inferences based off of evidence that you do observe. Are you saying like they're just covering their eyes and plugging their ears and then just saying that the evolution is true? Because that's like literally what Forrest was just saying they don't do. They base everything off of experimentation and experimentation and observation of certain things. Like what he's saying is like, oh, you couldn't go back in time. Like he's as stupid as Matt Walsh. It's like, oh, you can't go back in time and see what the temperatures are 10,000 years ago. There was nobody back there to measure the time, to measure the temperature. It's impossible, And it's like, no, dude, we have what you can like go through the ice caps and like find the gases that have been trapped to be able to make inferences based based off of the evidence that you have for what the temperatures were like at that time. Anyway, but because they're so simple, They're like, the only way to do it is if you have a time machine and go back and look and see, oh, look, there's the evolution happening, you know. But that's obviously that's not what anybody's doing. And that's basically, I feel like if we even did that, if we even took them in a time machine back in time to be like, dude, this is all a simulation. Yeah, we're in the Matrix right now. No, that's what this is. We're in the Matrix, and now you have to reprogram the Matrix to sit. You know, we're probably not even back in time. We're just in some like room where it's like a bunch of cameras and screens and stuff that are just showing stuff that's not real. What, you know, whatever. They would do anything they could to not believe this.
Like what plants need to grow, or how to blow bigger bubbles. There is a way to find the answer to these.
That was my question. I was like, hold on, but how can we make the bubbles bigger though? You know, we need to ask these questions. These are deep scientific truths that we really need to get to the bottom of.
And other questions that is used by scientists. It is called the scientific method.
Oh my God. What is
Make
this?
observations. A hypothesis needs to be testable.
You can't test something that happened 60 million years ago, supposedly.
Yes, you can. Like, this is, God, he's so simple. You can't test something that happened millions of years ago. We have like fossil record. We have all these other things that we can't test. We have dating methods that all align with one another. Like, it's not just one dating method. It's several, right? And they all confirm each other. And all the different fields of science also confirm each other, like geology and things like that. Like, they all work in tandem together. It's like, if you were to throw out this, it's like when you have the flat earthers that'll sit there and be like, well, outer space must not be real. Outer space is fake. Why? Because their model is in contradiction with themselves, right? So they will always run into something to where they're now going to have to just like they're going to have to not believe some obvious thing because it doesn't confirm the model that doesn't make any sense. So they have to keep doing this. They have to keep just saying that obviously true things are not, to confirm their insane magical beliefs.
But you can test what the Bible says. God made male and female in the beginning, and you can see that in all the speeches.
You can't go back 2,000 years and test whether they were male and female. You can't test. You take that. You made that up. Like, what?
Elephants, horses, cats, cows, everything is male and female, including human beings.
They were male and female when they wrote the fucking book, man. What are you talking about? How does this confirm anything? This is like me saying we have 5 fingers, where the Bible says that we have 5 fingers. Like, look, we still have 5 fingers. The Bible's true. The Bible's true.
And everything reproduces after its own kind, as the Bible says. Even trees. See that tree behind you? Yeah. It's got seeds. They're not going to bring forth a different tree than what's growing there.
We've literally seen them change over time. There's been plants that don't exist anymore that we've like observed through, like botany and stuff, like over time, like in rocks and in amber and stuff like that don't exist anymore. That so they absolutely do change over time. It's just like, oh God.
Because as the Bible says, so that's observable and testable. Are you a good person? You're going to make it to heaven?
That was just absolutely insane. I can't believe he said that. So the Bible is true because male and female are animals are all, male and female. So the Bible said that, and that's a testable. We can test that.
I'd like to believe that, yes.
How many lies have you told in your life?
A ton.
Ever stolen something?
A ton of stuff.
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
Yeah. Yes. All the time.
He said, fuck yeah, dude. I'm liking these dudes.
Because it's fun.
That's called blasphemy, punishable by death.
Because it's fun. That's awesome. Yes, you go, sir.
Have you had sex before marriage? Mm-hmm. Looked at women with lust?
Yes.
Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Dude, what's so weird? Like, it's weird that you can vilify somebody for doing what they're literally forced to do biologically. How can you not look at someone with lust if, like, you're a human person? That's like getting mad at a dog for like lusting after another dog. It's required of our biology that we lust. Otherwise the species would die out.
Emma, you've just told me you're a lying, thieving, blasphemous, fornicating adulterer at heart, and you have to face God on Judgment Day, whether you believe in him or not.
Goddamn right, I was.
If he judges you by those commandments, would you be innocent or guilty?
That's a good question.
And if you're guilty, you'll end up in hell, and that horrifies
Right,
me.
because here's the thing. He keeps on, and you hear how he like manipulates the conversation to be like, look, if this is all true, would you be held accountable by God based on the actual beliefs, whatever, right? And it's like, yeah, but this is based off of what you think the Bible means and everything. Like this is based off of your personal interpretation. So are you saying, okay, as long as your interpretation, your interpretation of your doctrine, of your denomination, of your religion, all these things are true, then sure, whatever you think what would happen to me is whatever you think would happen to me, because you're just asking me to agree, to answer what you think would happen to me if all of your beliefs are true. But that doesn't say anything about whether or not the beliefs are actually true. But you see, that's how he gets these things set up. That's how he kind of like manipulates the videos to make it seem like people are going, oh, okay, yeah, well then, yeah, I'd go to hell. But it's always according to his interpretation of what he thinks the Bible means.
It's me. I've just met you. You're a likable person. I don't want you to end up in hell. That breaks my heart. Now, do you know what God did for guilty sinners so we wouldn't have to go to hell?
Didn't he put him in purgatory?
No.
He sacrificed himself in order to convince himself to save the world from himself. Totally reasonable, logical stuff we got going on here.
Oh, no, that's Catholicism. Did the Catholic...
Catholicism is silly. That's so stupid. Purgatory, someplace in between. But my beliefs are all normal, that God sending himself to sacrifice himself to himself to convince himself to the world, to save the world from himself. Like now, and keep in mind, Catholicism is just fucking Christianity, man. It's just Christianity with like a couple different things. They just do things slightly different, But he's like, oh no, that's Catholicism. That's idiotic. It's like your religion came from Catholicism, man. Theirs was fucking first. They organized it, and then you're extrapolating your beliefs out of those.
Church ever tell you the Bible verse, the wages of sin is death?
No.
It's very famous. It's saying God is paying you in death for your sins. And it's like a judge who looks at
pays in death, man. That's weird. Like that right there should show you like, okay, well, that's fucking insane. Like I'm just going to kill something and then hand it to you and be like, yeah, I paid for your thing because I murdered something. Like what the fuck? Why? What? How does that? What are you doing? If somebody killed something for me, I'd be like, please don't do that. I didn't want that. That does literally nothing for me, sir. Okay. Don't be killing stuff for me. Okay. That's not how anything works.
A criminal who's committed murder, but he says, Judge, I'm a good person. I don't believe in the law. The judge says, I'm going to show you how serious your crime is. I'm giving you the death sentence. This is your wages. This is what you've earned.
Right, can we get to the evidence?
And Memo, sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row, and your death will be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin.
You notice he always phrases that the exact same way. He always says, and it's like, your death is evidence that God is deadly serious. It's like, man, that is so good. Write that down. I'm going to say that every time. I'm going to do it.
Man, I don't want you to go to hell. It breaks my heart. I've just met you, but I love you. I care about you. Did the Catholic Church tell you how to find everlasting life according to the Bible?
Yes, by donating to their church.
Sounds like you're
good for that guy, dude. Got a little zinger in there. Yeah.
So what did God do so we wouldn't have to go to hell?
Died and came back 3 days.
He suffered and died on the
cross. 3 is kind of a stretch. It's actually kind of like if you got to take all the days that happen. It's just if you go over that line that is separating one day from another, it's not 3 days. All right. It's not that. It was 1.5 days, but you went over the line within 3 days. Anyway, it's the whole thing.
Cross. Now, most people know that, but they don't know this. The 10 Commandments are called the moral law. You and I broke the law. Jesus paid the fine. That's why he said it is finished just before he died. You're saying paid in full. If you're in court and someone pays your speeding fines, a judge will let you go.
Can you just get
trust in
answers,
Jesus? Not
please?
all you have to do, according to the Bible, to find everlasting life is repent of your sins. That's turn from them, and then trust. Okay. Motivation is fear.
Do they ever talk?
I've tried to put the fear of God in you today.
Okay. Yeah.
Is this making sense?
No.
Yes. You're going to think about what we talk.
It's not. It does. No, again, like what they think making sense means is just completely different. It's not actual making sense.
Talked about?
Of course.
So when are you going to repent and put your faith in Jesus?
Whenever you need me to say to get me out of this fucking conversation.
Now. And I've tried to hang you out eternity by your ankles. just for a couple of minutes and say, this is deadly serious. This is your life.
Hang you by, at least that's a new one. Okay, I guess he is updating his script here, because I've never heard that one before, and I've watched like 70 of these things, and that's why I'm skipping through, because holy shit, it's the same thing over and over, y'all.
Heaven, not in hell, and I don't want you to put this off, because you may not be here tomorrow. You could die in your sleep today.
Oh my God.
Not realizing that death can seize upon them. So I want...
It's just like, yeah, you can die at any moment, and my religion is so it's true, so you better be afraid of my God torturing you for all eternity, my loving God torturing you for all eternity, by the way. Yeah, and so aren't you afraid of death now? Aren't you afraid of like being tortured for all eternity, which is not manipulative at all? You know, it's obvious. Like, just believe my thing, otherwise, you know, you get tortured for all eternity. But if you do believe my thing, then you get to go to a magical amusement park with your family and friends for all eternity. But you can't check. It's after you die. But believe my thing. Do it. This isn't manipulative at all. Like, Jesus Christ, how fucking obvious could this shit be?
Yes. Would you like one too?
Sure.
You've been very kind to me, very patient.
Okay, yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, I'll do the thing.
And listening to me, I really appreciate it. You're going to think
enjoyable. Thank you.
You're going to think about what we talked about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can I give you a book I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
Yeah, that sounds lovely. I'd love to read that. It's your book, right?
Yes.
This guy's polite.
Are you right?
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, right? Thank you so much.
You've read a Gospel of John?
It's like, this guy wrote a fucking book? You're Ray? You're the name on the book? The book is by you. Wow.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Great to meet you, man. It's been a joy to talk to you.
Yes, I am a grade 8.
Is your wife a grade 8?
Yes, she is.
All humans are grade apes, you fucking moron. We're in that like, we've categorically divided all of the different types of animals in this way, and humans fit all of the criteria that is in the grade ape family. We're the ones that, this is just descriptive. We're just describing the thing that we create.
Need proof for it? Can you give me empirical proof?
Personally, no. I would go to people who are more knowledgeable on the subject.
Yeah, maybe go to a fucking scientist instead of some dude on the goddamn street. Maybe like the guy in the video that you are acting like is so stupid and wrong, even though you completely take him out of context and you keep cutting him off and get mad that he pretends to laugh at bad jokes, because that's just so rude. I love that he couldn't find anything worse that Forrest did. He's like, man, you laughed mean at these parts of this, you know, because Forrest is the sweetest guy. Like, you're not gonna find him being mean. Like, he just is a sweet person, sweet, sensitive, you know, lovely guy, you know, unlike you, Ray. You know, you're just a soft-spoken asshole. That's all you are.
Why do so many embrace the foolishness of atheism and something so clearly unscientific as evolution?
Again, it has nothing to do with atheist. Like, wait, did he say that?
The people who are more knowledgeable on the subject.
Almost done here.
Why do so many embrace the foolishness of atheism and something so clearly unscientific as evolution?
Okay, so he's saying, why does everybody embrace the foolishness of atheism? Because you just saying that it's foolishness, basically just because your book that's trying to convince you of the thing that you already believe says that it's foolish to not believe the thing that the book is trying to convince everybody to believe, which of course it fucking says that. It also, the other thing that it says is, you'll see one day you'll all bow to my God. You know, it's the Bible says that one day all knees will bow and whatever tongue confess, even though knees can't bow. That's not a thing they can do. But they can bend, you know, they can bend, knees bend. That's how they do. But you know, and so they're just like, yeah, you all will see one day, you'll see, like, because of course it fucking says that, right? It's a book that's trying to convince you of like this magical belief system.
Simply because it gets rid of moral responsibility.
Oh, now you're telling us why we think stuff. That's it. It gets rid of moral responsibility. That's it. You know, so as long as we figure out that like humans weren't created by an all-powerful magical being that didn't need to be created, even though that's the basis of your argument, just because of that, we have no ethics whatsoever. We don't need to behave in any kind of way at all. It's all just what. No, man. It's just. It removes you from having the authority to get to wag your fucking finger at everybody, because you have no leg to stand on to demonstrate that you even have the right to be wagging your finger at everybody for doing something as biologically basic as fucking lusting after people. Okay? For fuck's sake.
If you're a primate, your sexual exploits aren't sinful. They are just you following your primal instinct to procreate.
Oh, cool. Jess said Forrest will be on Skep Talk tonight with R and Raw. Holy shit. Hey, Ray, you should call in. You should do that, since you, since you like calling people out and everything and making videos about them, maybe you should call into the show with the two people that actually know what they're talking about instead of just people repeating, begging the question fallacies all over the time, or all over the time and all over the place. It's time and place. You know what I'm saying?
Science isn't about witnessing something. Science is about evidence. I have evidence for evidence.
Yep. That's what? Avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so-called. Again, another Bible verse. It's like, don't worry about the people that are talking about science and stuff. They're stupids. They are like multiple different stupids, Don't listen to them. I'm the Bible. Listen to me. Listen to me when I tell you about donkeys having debates with people and winning. That's what you need to believe. Okay. Because there's a lesson there somewhere. Probably not, but all right, let's get to some of these comments here. And I'm gonna wrap it for the day. I got started a little bit later than I would have liked, and it's already 11:30. God damn it. But let me see here. Highway sounds fun. Sounds much more fun. I'm talking about Highway to Hell. Yeah. Oh, Stairway. Yeah, there you go. I'm about Stairway to Heaven, or Stairway to. Oh wait, yeah, Stairway. Okay, then Highway sounds. Thank you. I'm just as like, yeah, Highway to Hell sounds better, right? Because people at least can have fun, and they don't sound like, I don't know, screeching cats while they're singing a song. I'm just kidding. Everybody's gonna get mad at me now. How dare you say that about Stairway to Heaven? I will. He does not sound like a dying cat. He doesn't. He sounds like a leprechaun, probably. I don't know. I've never heard any. So, getting your stuff wrong. That's what that is. Mixed up two songs. Nice. Hell yeah. Right on, right on. Wormfruit said, I'd take one and offer him a cigarette in return. Ray is such Drizilla said, Ray is such a buzzkill. I know, right? Because you could just be talking, having fun, and then all of a sudden you gotta, explain to some guy why the universe isn't a painting. Like all paintings have painters. Okay, yeah, that's so basically the universe isn't one of those, or isn't anything like one of those. And actually nothing that's naturally occurring is, as far as we understand, because that's why those things are different. Anyway, but that's the type of buzzkill you're gonna have to contend with when you get that mic shoved in your face by Ray. Let's see. Top Tester said Michael Landon would beg to differ. Oh yeah? What's about Ray being a buzzkill? Does Michael Landon like Ray Comfort? That would not be surprising at all, I don't think, right? Wasn't he a Christian? I don't know. That's the oh, that's right. He was in the Heaven show, right? It was like a show. What the hell was it called? It wasn't called Stairway to Heaven, right? The fuck was that show called? I'm sorry. All right. Wow. Now I'm going to be super distracted. What was that Heaven show with him? Anyway. Doorway to Heaven? I don't fucking know. Highway to Hell is more fun. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's AC/DC too, by the way. So they're just already awesome because Angus Young. I have Angus's guitar. You know that? That's the guitar I play. It's the SG. The SG standard with a double cutaway, and it's like a red wood. Anyway, it's really nice. It's like the only expensive thing I own at all. Let's see here. Wordfruit said, I have 100 scientific facts in the Bible by Ray Comfort. Oh, no way. Really? It's funny too, because I almost got it at the store and I was like, I wish I could steal this, but I'd feel bad for stealing this. But I've never felt more valid if I did steal something than stealing Ray Comfort's book from Barnes and Noble. You know what I mean? Because I seen it there. Or no, was it Barnes? I think it was like fucking Target, actually. I was like, of course, this is fucking Target. Whatever. You know, well, you would think actually it wouldn't be in Target because don't they sell all the demonic Satan stuff? I don't know. I can't remember. All that rainbow Satan stuff. Jess said, Forrest. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So yeah, definitely check out the show tonight. Then I'm definitely going to Skep Talk with Arnold and Forrest. Cool. Hell yeah, man. It's gonna be fun. Drusilla said unscientific. I know. Ray Comfort calls things unscientific, and then he's like, all right, now believe the talking donkey story. That's totally scientific because Jesus said male and female. Boom, there we go. What do you do? Like, how fucking stupid are the people you convince of literally anything? I feel like you shouldn't be able to convince somebody, you know, of anything. I don't know. Convince people that water's wet, you know, with thinking like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. He said, simply amazing. I know. Simply stunning. It's a Will Ferrell thing. Anyway. Maya said, I would pay to see Comfort debate RN and Forrest. Oh, man, that would actually be pretty entertaining. Except that, I mean, if you want to see some, Maya, have you seen the debate that he did with Matt Delahanty? Because if you haven't seen that, you need to see that, right? Maybe I should cover that. You know what? I think I might do the, what do you call it? The membership thing for YouTube, and that'll be the type of stuff we do. We should review together debates like that, like long form debate. That would be fun. Okay, maybe that would be all right. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide what to do with the membership thing, but yeah, but definitely check that out. Wow, it was just like Ray was not, his brain just didn't understand like anything other than I'm just already right out the gate. Just tell me I'm already right. The Bible is right. I don't have to tell you why the Bible's right. Just believe my thing. I'm right. Like that was it. It's that presuppositionalism shit where they're just like, but I've already decided that I'm right. What are you doing? You're wrong because I have decided that you're wrong and I've decided that I'm right. And that's the only thing that matters. Me deciding stuff. Yeah, it's really baffling how stupid it was. It was embarrassing for him, honestly. Fasto said that would be amazing to watch. Yeah, I would love to watch them. Basically, just I don't know, just basically just call him a bad person for lying to everybody about science. You know, like, you're a bad person. Internalize that shit, like you tell everybody else to. Al said, so Maya would pay to see absolutely nothing brought to two smart people. Yeah, but in a funny way, you know. At least, I mean, he's the absolutely nothing would be hilarious, right? Just said. Also, if anyone would like Erica Guts, Erica Gutsick Gibbon, she'll be on Chewed Gum tomorrow. No shit, cool, hell yeah, I definitely, that's like a new show on the line, and I gotta say I'm digging it so far. It's pretty cool stuff. Drusilla said, gets rid of moral responsibility. Is that why there are a smaller percentage of atheists in prison than in the society as a whole in the U.S.? Yeah, I mean that's a good point. You know, I don't. Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, you know, a lot of it might have something to do with like seeking forgiveness. You know what I mean? Because you've gotten in trouble or whatever. So like forgiveness is something that like is clearly more on your mind. So you're more likely to accept, you know, the worldviews that provide forgiveness or whatever. And also a way to like look like you're changed, like you're better now or whatever. Something like I'm a Christian now, like I guess, but no, I see what you're saying. Because the fact of the matter is, though, it doesn't lead to people behaving better at all, as far as we understand. Secular humanism is much more likely to lead to people being more sensitive to other people and behaving more fairly in a community setting. That's just as far as I understand. That's where, you know, a lot of the results of experience. I'd have to like check into what the experiments were. Well, it was like one where they were like they had all these atheists and Christians and stuff like doing tasks together, and the Christians were always more likely to treat the atheists unfairly, and the atheist was always more likely to treat the Christian fairly. Like they were more concerned with things being fair and stuff, and Christians weren't. They were just more concerned with, are you on my team? Do you believe my thing? Oh, well, then okay, then you get the special stuff. And and there were controls and things like that, so they didn't know that they were being tested on that type of stuff while they were doing the things that they were doing anyway, like blinds and stuff. Anyway, but all right, y'all, I'm running late. I know I shouldn't have gone this late, but I gotta hit. Oh, here's a Good Six Gibbons page there, so if you want to check that out. Yeah, there should be links in all of the thing. Oh, Amber, hold on, let me get one more from Amber. Amber said Ray plays with fire balls. Forrest has fireballs. He's a wizard. Fire. Okay, hold on. Ray plays with fire balls. Forrest has fireballs. He's a wizard. I love it. That's just fun to say. I'm tempted to read it like 7 more times. Let's see here. But all right, y'all, I gotta wrap it. But thanks so much for hanging out. And if you want to, wrap yourself in somebody else, go to adamandeve.com. They got all the tools for wrapping yourself with somebody else, or vice versa, being wrapped. You can be the one that is wrapped. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout. That's to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get your exclusive offer. And it's exclusive to only this show. This is the only show that does this at all. Okay, so you're gonna have to go through my code if you want anything at all, because there's nobody else. Okay, just me. Go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley and get your exclusive offer. But if you want to support the show in some other ways, you got to go to Patreon. I was having like a little bit of trouble with Patreon recently, but I think I've solved it, so I will be able to get the stuff up there that I need. I'm like way back. I have like 4 things I got to put up there. So like within the next couple of days, it should be packed with new stuff. But go to patreon.com/punkapostate. You can get all the stuff there. If you want to just do a one-time payment, we really do appreciate anything. And if you don't want money coming out of your account automatically, I understand that. But it's just a one-time payment on Cash App. And if you want, you can put like a in the for section, you can say something, and I'll read that. I'm not going to say the names, but I will do the dollar amount in the for section, and you can make it fun. You can be like Ben Shapiro trying lube for the first time, so I don't know, and I can do a little bit for that or something, something fun, right? We can make fun. And typically the same thing with super chats too. I keep forgetting to say that. Like you can do super chats, and I will mess with them a bit. But I always forget because I just started being able to do super chats. So, but hey, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we'll see you next time.